So the next step is to do a little bit of work on the jobs and positions and on the names of these individuals. I could go ahead and upload this material to Wikidata as is, but there are a couple of features of Wikidata that I would like to be able to use. One of them is the part which looks at the given name of people, so I want to break out given names here and look at them individually. So the way that I'm going to look at the given names is I'm simply going to, again, split the name column into several columns using space as a separator. I'm not going to remove that full name column because I want to keep it. And I think if I split it into, let's say, 4 columns, that's probably going to be enough to capture given names, including given names with Abdul, an Abdul Wahid given name is going to have a space in it, so that's going to take up 2 columns. We'll see how this looks. Okay, so we can see that Abu Bakr, Yahya, takes up 2 columns. So some of these we're going to have to, the Ibrahims can be by themselves, but some of these we're going to have to concatenate the first and second to really get the given name of the individual. Okay, so let's do a text facet of these names and look at the count. So Muhammad is fine. Abd is going to have to be combined. All of these Abd names I'm going to have to combine the first and second name. And so again, I'll do that using a transform. And so I'll transform. I don't know how the sequence is going to work here, but what I want to do is take Abd and put a space, and then we'll take the cells which are an ism 2, but it's not going to like that name very much. I might have to change the name of the column back to English in order to get this to work. Oh, no, this worked. Okay, so the value of the existing column and then a space, and then the value of the cells in the ism 2 column are going to give me what I want. So now we've got Muhammad, Ahmed, Mahmoud, Ali, Hassan, Ibrahim. These all look fine. Okay, Sayyid. That's fine. I'm just running through these quickly to see if these are good, if all of these are acceptable, are useful given names, and they're looking fine. Okay, there's Abu Bakr, so I'll just take the Bakr, I'll just do that one by hand. I'm just scanning through here, and we'll just presume that all of these are okay. There's a Jim, so I don't know what sort of name that is. It's initials, but that's not going to be very helpful, so we'll get rid of that. Okay, now all of these given names, Sizos, okay, all of these names are going to be reconciled. We're going to reconcile them with Wikidata, and some of them are going to show up and others are not going to show up, and we can do a second screening at that time to see if there's anything in here that's nonsense. But I'm going to say that for the most part these look just fine, these given names. So I'm going to get rid of these columns. Filter. I'll remove these columns that I don't need anymore. And I'm left with this column, which I'm going to rename given name. And this column, I will just rename it name. I should have done this earlier. It's a little bit easier to manipulate these columns if they're written in English, because then you don't have to go from left to right, right to left text. You don't have to switch between them. So it just simplifies things a little bit. So we'll call this occupation. Occupation might not be the best description of what this column captures, but let's just take a look at what it contains. Okay, so this is a pretty heterogeneous mix of occupations. I haven't really gone through these yet, and I think that there may be some complications in figuring this out. Obviously, you know, the first one of these is not really an occupation. These 11 people are just of the notables of Cairo, but professor at the medical school, that's going to work. Yeah, there's some thinking to do about all of these, but this is probably not the time to think, to figure that out. I want to just go ahead and show you the next step here, which is how these would map onto Wikidata.